Thank you for the welcome. Dear people of God, good afternoon. Yes, I address you as people of God. As we all know, is our Creator. From Him we are, for Him we exist, to Him we shall return. Can I repeat it? Yes. We are all people of God because He created us. For Him we exist. In other words, your being, my being, it is for Him. He created us out of His love. For Him we are. We are what we are because we are instruments of His love, of His goodness. To Him we shall return because you and me as human beings, we've no other destiny other than going back to our Creator. As the Catholics in Kenya, working very closely with the other religious leaders, and Kenya is well known to be a country that accommodates all religions and all cultures, all classes of people, the rich and the poor, the knowledgeable and the ignorant. How do we define our religious tolerance so that we can be the instruments of peace, not only in Kenya and the Kenyan communities, but over the borders? One is a decision led by the Holy Fathers, we call them the popes in the Vatican, is that every conference in a country has to lead in peace building. And so we've agreed that we must close the doors of historical conflict, injustices that may have led to the lack of peace, and therefore dwell on the facts and the values that unite us more. Number one of those values that unite us more is that all humanity, we have the common origin and destiny. Therefore, respect every human being. And we find this in the Catholic social teachings. Number two, that you and me, all people, we are sacred. Therefore, give the human person his or her dignity and respect, no matter the color, no matter the religion. Three is that we must avoid any message that is discriminatory. We must avoid at all costs and treat every person with his dignity or her dignity. Number four, that we must close the doors of religious superiority in identity. Of course, you meet the Catholics, they will tell you that it is the original church. On our side, we will believe so. You meet the Muslims, they will tell you their own story. You meet the Hindus, they will tell you their own story. You meet the Protestant fraternity, they will tell you their own story. We have agreed that as much as we know those histories, close them to your room, and come out with what we call a common identity, away from your religious superiority identity, so that we can be able to cut down the negative judgments on other religions or other churches. Number 5 is that we must allow God to reign and not human powers. We must allow God to reign in our life. And in order to do this, what have we agreed then? We've accepted in Kenya, number 1, right from the guidance from the Vatican that initiated in the year 1962, the talks of the Holy Father and the fathers of the Synod, who came out with a document known as the Second Vatican Council. It talks about religious tolerance, which is interreligious dialogue, and the inter-Christian faith that talks about ecumenical relations. So we have penetrated into the reality of the religious leaders in Kenya to say, let us hold hands together and drive peace in our families, societies and communities, and in our country, and out to others. So we have worked out a framework. And on this framework, number 1, what we are emphasizing on this particular framework, that let us interchange our beliefs in sharing. Let us share our beliefs in open forums with an aim of converting the other to your religion or to your church. Then let us distinguish those critical issues that divide us and hold firm to the values. Thank you. Lastly is, can we be united for the common good and not for selfish or the egoistic issues? Can we be united for the common good and work for the common good? Those are our way that we've moved out. And therefore, every time and now, as my predecessor Wachu talked about, and other religious leaders are here, we always have forums that we meet and talk and share these, our values out. And this has helped us to unite even Kenya, to be able to create mediations and intervenes. Thank you. May God bless you.